91.9 WDET FM. However, we are not at the station. We are at the pop-up store Born in Detroit along Woodward Avenue. So if you are a member, you're listening, you have time to stop by. 10% off anything in the store. And if you are not a WDET member, you can become one and get that discount. There are WDET Born in Detroit t-shirts, and you're not going to want to miss out on this. So definitely come on down, say hi, and get that 10% off.
Yeah, and you know, there are a lot of things happening in Detroit, not just us at the Born in Detroit store. People are getting excited. NFL draft is coming to town next week. GM just announced will move to the Hudson building, which is still under construction. But most of the city exists beyond us here in downtown. We're a big city, and that's why last night Mayor Mike Duggan held his 11th State of the City address at the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church on Detroit's northwest side. Mayor Duggan spoke about lowering violence and crime through programs like Project Greenlight, about major development initiatives, and about a project to put solar energy atop its municipal buildings. But what more is the mayor focusing on? And what are the ways the city has benefited Detroit's neighborhoods outside of downtown and midtown? To talk about this, right now we have Ray Solomon, the director of the Department of Neighborhoods for the city of Detroit. Director Solomon, welcome to the Metro.
Thank you for having me.
You know, one thing I like to ask when I speak to people, especially from city offices that we don't always hear about, is what exactly you feel the role of your department is. So you're the director of the Department of Neighborhoods. How would you tell people what your job is for them in the city?
So the mayor started the department focused on eliminating blight. So in the beginning, we rode up and down streets. We recorded abandoned houses, turned them in to be boarded up, to be demoed. Fast forward to the day we've evolved, helping with community outreach for all the departments. For an example, the different streetscapes. If you see what happened on Livernois and 6 Mile, we were able to help convene the community meetings so community can have input before we move. The mayor's real adamant. We are not putting one parking spot or a plant without the neighbors saying exactly what they wanted to see, and that's what we do.
All right. Well, the mayor spoke to the city last night at the State of the City address, and he made the case that he's been helping to transform the city. So I want to hear from you. What has the mayor been able to do in terms of changing the city that we've seen now? I mean, take, for example, just where we were a year ago to now the state of the city. What are the improvements that you would like to point to?
So I will start at the ending of the speech, the dedication of the building to Helen Moore, the Recreation Center, longtime advocate, fighting for the Dexter Elmhurst Center was amazing. So it's over $21 million that will be invested in the Dexter streetscape. The Zussman Park, if you've seen it, is beautiful. And that's just an example of the resources that are going into the neighborhoods.
All right, so you point to a specific example in terms of resources going into neighborhoods, but like we've said, Detroit's a big city.
Absolutely.
Can you quantify for us the improvements that residents who might be skeptical or questionable, what does government do for me? Now's the opportunity. How do they see it show up?
Absolutely. So I will go to $25,000 homes that have been demoed. But even more importantly, over 12,000 that have been rehabbed, that have new families in them, and building the neighborhood block by block.
All right. Well, one of the things that Mayor Duggan did bring up in his speech was the desire to eliminate junk vehicles from lots around the city. I think if we think about that, we might say, oh, of course, we want to get rid of them. But someone else might go, well, wait a second. Why is that a big priority deal when we have so many other things to work on? What's the issue in terms of these vehicles, and why do you think it's important to get rid of them?
It's a few reasons, but Department of Neighborhoods, we get the call all the time. One reason would be it harbors rodents, right? So the vehicle is down, it's been there for years, it doesn't move, and this program has started to address that. It's not an issue unless it's right next door to you, right? Ms. Jones is calling every day to say, I love my neighbor, but I really want him to move the inoperable cars that are a hazard and an eyesore. Yeah. It's all about the quality of living. We are every day we are helping to increase that in the city of Detroit.
All right, well, let's cycle back to blight, which you brought up again, and that's something you're intimately aware with in terms of your work. So blight removal, that process, what have you guys specifically been doing? Where are you at right now in terms of removing blight in the city? Do you have a timetable when you say, hey, we're going to be at a good spot here? What is it looking like for you guys?
So we'll start at the basic level, just illegal dumping. So there's an app called Improve Detroit where we partner with the residents. The residents are empowered. They can go, they can take pictures, they can upload it, as well as what the district managers do. We do blight drives. We do blight drives several times a month where we go and we'll report some illegal dumping or just an eyesore. So we have a corridor team that goes. If you notice, a lot of those signs that are no longer servicing that building have been removed. A lot of rusted gates have been removed. It is a team effort. So from GSD to DPW, Department of Neighborhoods, we report it, right? But they are the ones that actually go out and do the work.
Well, that gets to something that I think a lot of us have been thinking about now, the process, right? When you have different parts of government working together, sometimes things can be a little bit slower. People can get concerned. You talk about Mrs. Jones saying, I need that vehicle removed right now, and keep pinging you. Are there things that the city is working on doing, if you're dealing with all these departments, to make that more efficient? How are you guys doing that? And if someone does make a call for blight, how long should they expect before it's going to get removed?
So I'll start with the end. It depends on what it is, right? So they have to go through a process. It has to be ticketed. Some are emergencies that can be immediately, but the coordination. So we have a Blight Strike Task Force meeting in our districts once a month that is internal, where everyone that can write a citation or actually physically go out with the trucks and pick up the trash, we're communicating. So I have this address, you have this address. We keep it on smart sheets sometimes, we keep it on email feeds, but quite proud of that because that exactly is where we can communicate. This needs to be removed. Our neighborhood police officers are amazing. I mean, I can't just, I tip hats to all the departments, but they are all in that meeting once a month with the district managers.
We're communicating, so if I shoot a text on the app, I'm getting Director Solomon texting me right back saying, all right, well.
I also want to, the key to all of this is to block clubs, right? When the city of Detroit were going through our toughest times, that block club stayed strong. So you would ride down the block and see this beautiful planted garden, and then it was an abandoned house right next door. So they were the ones cutting the grass, boarding up the houses. They were the ones that held Detroit up, right? So cannot say enough about the active 600 block clubs that we have registered now in the city of Detroit.
All right. What if I don't want to use an app? How do I get in touch with you?
You call your district manager.
Okay.
So if you go online, all our numbers are listed, but absolutely.
All right. Very good. Well, I got to say, I'm pretty excited about that. Before we let you go, though, what's the next project that you're most closely looking at in terms of what you guys are doing in your department?
Our spring cleaning is Motor City Makeover time. So call your district manager, sign up. We went from years ago where it was all about cleaning up the blight, which was needed. But now we've done such a good job in areas. We still have work to go. Now we're planting flowers. For the first time, we gave out almost 100,000 flats last year. So hopefully we can duplicate that as well. And we hold competitions within the block clubs. And also you can sign up to have a tree, right? So we're partnered with the neighbors. If you want a tree, come down, tell your district manager when you come to pick up supplies. We have supplies date in each district. We have flower giveaways in each district. I mean, you should come out. It's
you
said
competition. This flower growing competition?
No.
Oh, okay.
After I plant my flowers, I want Ray to come see it, take a picture, and then come back with my prize.
Very good. All right.
So it'll be just a thank you certificate for participating.
Beautiful. Well, Ray Solomon, Director of the Department of Neighborhoods for Detroit, thank you for joining us on the Metro.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.